Part 1. Summary and Review. Summary. Ron Chernow details the life of Alexander Hamilton, the wunderkind of the Founding Fathers, the ultimate outsider-turned-insider, and subsequent poster child for both modern-day liberal Democrats and conservative Republicans, depending on how they interpret his various economic and political theories. And truly, to understand how Hamilton arrived at those theories, his idea for a central bank, his belief in a strong executive branch and an independent judiciary, his abolitionist leanings, among others, one needs to see how his surroundings and his psychology impacted his thinking and incessant writing, starting at a very young age. Hamilton's origin story, as it were, begins in the Caribbean, on the islands of Nevis and St. Croix, where he was born and raised under inauspicious circumstances, which makes it all the more impressive that he was able to not only survive, but surpass his situation. Due to a complicated set of circumstances, his parents were not able to wed, although they cohabited for a time and had a common-law marriage of sorts. Hamilton and his brother, by the standards of the time, were considered illegitimate children, the subject of most humiliating criticism, as he put it, and consequently, as an adult, he did not often discuss the humiliations and embarrassments suffered by being raised by a disgraced mother, living in abject poverty, often at the mercy of various benefactors, but it goes a long way to explain both his ambition and his ego. Hamilton had something to prove. An autodidact, Hamilton pushed himself to learn more, write more, and argue more, and at first it worked to his benefit, as older men consequently sponsored and mentored the boy genius, and his peers flocked to his side. But it also cost him, since he ended up in an inordinate amount of feuds, in part due to being hypersensitive about any perceived slights. Hamilton's writing led to his escape from the Caribbean to be educated on mainland North America in 1772. His debating skills got him on the map during college. He went to King's College after Princeton refused him an accelerated program. Early on, Hamilton associated with both monarchists and radicals, loyalists and patriots, but showed himself to be more of a moderate. He wanted to modify the social order, improve it, but not completely overturn it. He was a reluctant revolutionary. When the Boston Tea Party happened, this 19-year-old college student was uniquely qualified to argue its case. His background clerking in the West Indies had taught him much about British tax policies. He aligned himself with the Sons of Liberty by opposing taxation without representation, while still hoping for some form of reconciliation between the colonists and the British Empire. He advocated for a limited monarchy, believing that the colonies would one day surpass their mother country in both population and a diversified economy.